Hurry up, brother. One last time before Mom comes home, a true infidelity story of forbidden live. Please subscribe me for more. The grandfather clock ticked loudly in the quiet house, each second stretching out like an eternity. The storm outside roared, matching the turmoil inside Johanna's heart. She stood in the middle of the living room, staring at her stepbrother Eric, who paced back and forth, his jaw clenched. "It's now or never," she said softly, her voice barely carrying over the sound of the rain. Eric stopped pacing and looked at her. His eyes, a storm of their own, reflected the same conflicted emotions she felt. "You're sure about this? We could just wait, tell her together." "No," Johanna said, shaking her head. "You know how Mom is. If we wait, she'll never let us explain. She'll only see what she wants to see." Eric sighed, running a hand through his damp hair. The storm had caught him on his way back from the shed, where he'd hidden the final piece of their plan. Now, with only minutes left before their mother's return, the stakes felt impossibly high. Johanna reached out, her fingers brushing against his. The touch grounded her, gave her the courage she needed. "We've come too far, Eric. We can't turn back now." He nodded, his resolve hardening. "All right, let's finish this." Together, they hurried to the kitchen, where the blueprint of their plan was spread across the counter. It wasn't just a map, it was a symbol of everything they had been working toward for months. A way out. A way to be free of the suffocating expectations that had been forced upon them since their parents' marriage. "We need to hurry," Johanna said, her voice urgent. She grabbed the small bag of supplies they had stashed under the sink. "Mom will be home any minute." Eric didn't reply. He was already moving, sliding the blueprint into a waterproof case and securing it in the bag. When he turned to her, his expression was a mixture of determination and fear. "Are you sure you're ready for this?" "I have to be," Johanna replied. "For us. For the future we deserve." A car pulled into the driveway, its headlights cutting through the rain-soaked night. Johanna's breath caught in her throat. "She's here," Eric whispered. "Go." Johanna hissed, pushing him toward the back door. "I'll stall her. Get everything to the shed and wait for my signal." Eric hesitated for a moment, his eyes lingering on hers. Then he nodded and slipped out into the storm, the door closing silently behind him. Johanna turned back to the front of the house just as the front door swung open. Her mother stepped inside, shaking off her umbrella and muttering about the weather. "Johanna," her mother said, her sharp eyes narrowing. "What are you doing in here?" "Just cleaning up," Johanna replied, forcing a smile. "Did you get everything you needed from town?" Her mother eyed her suspiciously, but said nothing. As her mother busied herself with the groceries, Johanna stole a glance toward the window. Eric was already disappearing into the shadows, their plan now set in motion. What lay ahead was uncertain, but Johanna knew one thing for sure. They were done living by someone else's rules. Together, they would carve out a life of their own, no matter the cost.